Now, I may have done a faux pas. Developers, I'm very sorry. I misjudge your rarities. Because as it turns out, unlike that video where I said the Cure title is the rarest title in Tower Defense Simulator, well, the rarest non-admin title, actually still is the rarest non-admin exclusive name tag, or exclusive name tag in general that doesn't require a group rank. Because while this next name tag does require a group rank, it is not technically of a group rank. And you can obtain it legitimately. However, you have to kind of punish yourself to get... Why does that sound so weird? Hold on. Pause. Don't worry, Cure users, for the title. Your title is still very exclusive and the rarest non-exclusive title. Now, this title is so rare that you cannot actually equip this. It exists partially, but you're not allowed to equip it. And even for those that do have it, if you unequip it, you can't re-equip it. Now, shout out for Mentin for discovering this, so I'll explain it through what I have. So I have a title called QA Tester, because in the Paradoxum Games group, I am ranked as a QA Tester. For those wondering, yes, I could have been a content creator, but because I'm part of the quality assurance team, I'm quality assurance, which is ranked above content creator. Hence why I have the title QA Tester. And there exists a whole bunch of other titles for those that are like Below Natural, which are developers or above, like gameplay programmers that also have the developer title. And I believe contractors may do as well. I don't know how many titles officially there are. I think contractors, developers, and gameplay programmers and Below Natural are all called developers, except Below Natural because he's actually now given himself the owner title. Community managers have their own tag, so do administrators, so do moderators, so do contributors, so does quality assurance, content creators, and players. They're normies, they don't count. But here's an interesting question. What happens, right, if I have the QA Tester name tag? I meant title. If I say name tag throughout this video, I meant title, obviously. If I have this title equipped while here, as you can see here, what happens if I were to be promoted to, say, a different group rank or demoted to content creator? What will happen to this title? The answer is that the title is actually removed from your inventory. So titles that are based on group rank are not permanent. They do not stay in your inventory if you are no longer of that rank. For the people that don't think it's unusual that if you're not subscribed or part of a certain group that you lose the ability to use such things such as a QA Tester title, do bear in mind that if you have the VIP Plus subscription at any point in time, you permanently get the VIP Plus name tag with no question. So I believe Mentin has the VIP Plus name tag because I believe I gave him the money to get the VIP Plus subscription, but he no longer has VIP Plus subscription, but he still gets to keep the VIP Plus name tag. It's the same for the Rainbow name tag if you only bought it through VIP Plus subscription, not the VIP Game Pass, given the fact that the VIP Game Pass is permanent, although I believe you can remove Game Passes from your inventory. I don't know what happens with the War Machine though, given the fact that if you're not a moderator in the group, the War Machine gets converted over into a scout. I still think that's the case even if you're demoted, so I can't be fully entrusted to know what happens for admin towers, but I know specifically for name tags that are exclusive to a certain group, you get to keep them, but not titles. So then what happens if you have it equipped while you are demoted or promoted? That causes you to get the rarest name tag in Tower Defense Simulator. Title. This is the default name tag. Title. The way you get this is a currently worn title is removed from your inventory. So this means that this does not only apply to group rank titles. However, this is the most common way of getting it. And so far, in the 2 cases that we have observed for the default title, this is how people got it through the group rank. However, it can be obtained through other means. So, for example, if you get the Cure title and the developers have decided, no, wait, you actually glitched for it, because everyone has glitched for it. Well, up until the people who beat it with the Stormer glitched for it. And the developers decided, okay, we observed how you got the Cure title. We're going to remove it from your inventory. Instead of you having it equipped to your player, it instead replaces it with default. And like I said, there is no way of getting the default title through equipping it or any means like that. After you equip another title, you permanently lose until you get demoted or changed, or the currently equipped title is replaced by another title or removed. It means you can no longer equip, in quotation marks, the default title. Because technically this can apply to a regular title that is revoked for whatever reason, it means that technically it is the rarest non-exclusive name tag. However, the 2 examples that we have gotten through someone getting the default title have been through group ranks. So again, up for debate whether it is the rarest non-exclusive title. I mean, of course, if you were trying to get this for yourself, the easiest way would be to get to the group rank. So, for example, if you were going to go for content creator, and then you have to equip the content creator title, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, commit a war crime in Greenland, for example, right? Then the developers revoke your content creator title while you have it equipped, which then converts over into a default title. If you do not have it equipped, it does not get converted over to a default title. So, for the first example that I'll talk about, I'm not going to name examples, by the way, but in the first example, it was a content creator who was actually apparently removed from the content creator group rank on the Discord for whatever reason. They lost it ages ago. However, quite recently, the developers decided to remove them from the group ranking in Paradoxum Games, therefore meaning that because they had the content creator title equipped while this demotion took place, it was converted over into a default title, and therefore meant that they have actually one of the rarest titles in Tower Defense Simulator. I'm not going to go into the reasons why this demotion took place or who this person is. Benton is the person who told me about this. I didn't discover this for myself. Meanwhile, the second instance, actually the person posted about it, so I think it's fair game if I actually talk about their username, or at least their display name being unepic. From what Menton tells me, I did see this in the titles page, they were a former QA tester before being removed from the rank in Paradoxum Games group for a reason that I actually am unaware of. But this meant that their QA tester title was converted over to a default title, and therefore means that they are the second person ever to get the rarest title in Tower Defense Simulator. Or is it the rarest title in Tower Defense Simulator? Because technically speaking, the owner title is the rarest title in Tower Defense Simulator when you include exclusive name titles, because there is only one person with the owner title, and that obviously is below natural. But excluding the fact that if you're below natural, the default title does have a legitimate or maintainable method. It's just that if you somehow were to get this, you have either done a heinous crime or you've been promoted. More likely a heinous crime. As Menton explains here, quite gracefully, retiring as a moderator will get you demoted, and therefore the default title, if you have the moderator title equipped. Being exposed for, I don't know, being a nonce would likely get you demoted too. A dev getting fired would get you that title, and a lot of other ways. But a lot of them don't happen often. And as Menton said, nobody is going through the rigmarole of getting promoted in the Paradoxum Games group just to get demoted for a stupid, rare title. And as Menton points out additionally, if the cure title were to be removed from people's inventories, it will just be replaced by another rare title, or maintained through bugs. The thing is though, the default title doesn't exist in the game's code as an official title, or flair. It's just something that overrides, I guess, the removed title. It's not an official title, but it is a title that appears above your head. In my books, that counts.